memes. I'm not talking about those memes like, hello, meow, bye. Like all those kinds of memes that they could actually put out there. The Richard Dawkins selfish gene actually does lots of things to really talk about here. The thing is, more things seem to go on about culture in their things. However, there is a new replicator that seems to be existing, and Richard Dawkins seems to think that this new replicator is in its own little primeval soup, and it's in its own little early stages. Most of what unusual about man can be summed up in more than just one word: culture. This word is not used in a snobbish sense, but although basically this is very conservative, much more things seem to happen lots and lots of times. It's like a sort of a song pool. Some people seem to be able to do things, and some birds seem to be able to make new songs by accidentally making a mistake and mimicking an original song, which is pretty important in all these songs. Eventually, what is a meme after all? What is so special about this gene? The answer is that they are replicators. They can replicate as much as they want, and the laws of physics are supposed to be true and are very accessible to the universe. And are there any other principles of biology that have a very similar universal validity? When astronomers probably found out, and when other people seem to find out all of this chemical stuff, Richard Dawkins thinks that this new replicator could actually prevail on their own planet. There may be others if there are provided certain other conditions are met. It will inevitably tend to become the basis for the evolutionary process, and that is culture. It's already in its little infancy, and it's kind of evolving throughout the whole wide world. The new soup is the soup of human culture. Instead of its own primordial soup, it's the soup of human culture. So we need a new name for the replicator, and Richard Dawkins wanted a name that sounded like gene, but wasn't really a gene. He chose meme because, well, in Greek, the imitation seems to come from the Greek preface of mimeme. However, that kind of sounds bad, and it doesn't really sound like gene, so decided to call it meme. Although memes is already a word, I guess you could say that. I kind of remember by adding music to genes to get memes. The examples of memes are actually tunes, ideas, and catchphrases, clothes, fashions, and ways of making bowls, ways of making food, ways of making kimchi bokkeumbap. Translation: fried kimchi rice. Right? Yeah, that should do. The thing is, all the things that seem to happen, and this is just one of those evolutions. Think of God. God evolved from its original status, and the thing is, God is not a primordial being. He's just a person from the meme. However, he is a very old concept. But 800 years is nothing compared to billions and billions and millions of years, so this is still in its infancy. And that's pretty much in its own idea. Any evolution will probably have this in its culture if it wants to be intelligent. So that is the end of today's episode, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, peace.